Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 13, day 2. So today we are of course going to be going over some of the 4.6 spoilers. The 4.6 spoiler stream was just last night. Seems like the patch is going to probably be in about a week or two. So mid-October, same time that we already thought it would be. Unfortunately, doesn't seem like it's going to be able to come out this week, which is unfortunate. But it's pretty much the time that we already thought it was going to be, which was mid-October. So it seems like it hasn't changed. There was a chance that it could have been earlier since they were doing the preview stream earlier. But based on last night's stream, it looks like it's probably going to be later next week or the following week, sometime within that general time frame. So still got a little bit to go until then, but still will definitely be before the Halloween, if nothing else. And it's still going to be while I'm gone, unfortunately, next week. But yeah, sorry I haven't had time to cover the event video yet. We will be doing so very, very soon. I've just been trying to, as I mentioned, get a lot of last-minute stuff done before I end up leaving for the week. This is going to be one of our last nightly streams, too. Tomorrow will be our last nightly stream for the week. Tomorrow will be Thursday, and that'll be our last nightly stream. And then Friday will be our last morning stream. I'll still have video content up here and there while I'm gone. However, those will be the last two streams for almost the rest of the month. I won't be back until around the 28th or so. So, yeah, this is pretty much our last nightly stream, today and tomorrow night. And Friday morning being the last morning stream, at least for about 2 weeks or so. Is there anything that humans half mana start? Yes. Holy Saint Astra. That one human from Whitehelm. Holy Saint Astra. Yeah, there's a half mana human start. It is one of the few things that do have half mana start. But hello everyone! Hello William, hello Tom, hello Supplement, hello Clarence, hello James, hello Isabel, hello Original, hello Pliskin, hello Mason, hello Gustavo, hello James, hello Captain, hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome. So let's get into the main thing I wanted to go do today, and that is go over 1.5 billion things with next patch. We're going to do it text-based first, and then we're probably just going to skim through the stream with it muted and just kind of showing the visuals. Unfortunately, I cannot show the patch itself. If I could, I obviously would, but I am not allowed to. Though I really, really want to. But I can still show stuff from their stream, if nothing else. Where on earth is my thingy thing? And why are there so many? None of this is even open. Why is it showing so many things here? Seriously. Like, all these are just blank black screens. Huh. Weird. I might need to look into why on earth these things still stay open. Because it might be slowing down the computer. Like, why are there like a dozen things here? That's something to look into later. They're just really weird things too. It doesn't look like anything virus related, just like things that seem like they shouldn't be open, that aren't open. They're like showing like black empty screens. Really strange. Also, where on earth is this menu I'm trying to find? Maybe if I just click on it, it'd be the easiest way to find it. So if I specifically click on this, and then click back, that should bring up the one I need. Yep, there it is. Okay. Well, that works for that, at least. Anyways, let's zoom into this and go get the other thing, and should be good to go. Is that zoomed in enough? Actually, if anything, that's almost zoomed in too much. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, that should be fine. Anything else we need to do? Well, obviously make it visible so you guys can actually see it would be useful. That might just be useful. But we're going to do the text-based version first, and then we're going to go over and skim through the stream itself. And the stream just dropped. And the live stream died as I tried doing that. Fail. But anyways, let's go over this real quick. Yeah, the stream just died out of nowhere. Luckily, before we started explaining anything. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know. Sorry, Humberto. Yeah, we're going for about 2 weeks or so. We'll be back soon after, though. Yeah, the stream should be back now. Okay, so let's get into things. First things first, the biggest thing that is happening next patch is, of course, the complete overhaul to Explore. This will be bringing in 12 difficulties, going as low as level 11 and going as high as, I believe, level 250, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, duh. It says it right there. Players will need to unlock each difficulty tier once. Once you get it once, you have it for every single kingdom. So for example, if you go and just do, let's say, White Helm, all the way from level 2 all the way to level 12, because you get to start with 1 and 2 as your option, and you just go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth, all the way to 12. Once you do that, you have it done forever. You do not need to do it for each individual kingdom, which is good, because that would be really tedious, having to do that so many times for every single kingdom. But luckily, you only ever have to do it once, and then you can do the difficulty wherever you want. So you just go to one kingdom to 12, and then any kingdom you can do to 12. So that's going to be pretty convenient, since it's not like challenges where you'd have to do it for each individual one. You just simply do it once, and then you could just do the higher difficulties, which is nice. These will give a really, really high amount of gold quality. I believe the highest one has like a 5 times multiplier or something like that. You get an absurd amount of gold. Actually, I think it might have been closer to 7.5 times gold. But you can get like PvP level gold from these kind of battles at the higher level ranges. It's going to be really, really nice. There's going to be 4 consecutive battles that you end up doing for these. Basically, what you end up doing is you have 4 explore battles. Then you go into... Actually, this would probably be easier to show with the visual thing real quick. I guess we'll jump back between the two of them. I just need to figure out where on earth they are within the stream. Let's see. So right here might be a menu that would be a little bit easier to show it on right here. So, is that easy enough to see on stream? Should be able to. Looks kind of grayed out because it's a grayed out screen onto a grayed out screen. Which is kind of funny. The double gray. But, here we can see 5 things. All the way over to the left is the... Yeah, this actually is going to be a little bit hard to see. But then again, it's kind of normally hard to see anyways. But I guess I could just keep going back to this area. Let's see, is there any way to pause it without it going gray? I guess not. Oh, well, we can just stay at this one little area. So anyways, all the way over to the left is the difficulty. It basically has 4 to 5 different things that you do as far as when you go through this. The first is just citing the difficulty. There's 12 different levels. They give additional gold, different trait stone, or not trait stone rates, but they give different gold rates, as well as different token rates for when you end up doing the final battle and Mythstones. Basically, you go and choose your difficulty, which is the first section. Then you go to Explore. Explore will have 4 battles. These are just like standard Explore battles, where you just do 4 battles. If you lose any, you just get to do them again. So if you accidentally lose a battle, you can just simply do another battle. And they play out just like normally Explore would, just with a bunch of different level ranges that you can end up doing based on the difficulty. All the way from level 11 if you want to do it for soul farming, all the way up to level 12 if you want to do it for the new metal and token farming. But basically, you just do these battles. You do those 4, and then you end up getting a mini boss battle. All the Explore battles will be of below legendary rarity from now on. The mini boss will be a guaranteed legend every single time. So for the normal explorers, you actually will never need to deal with any, what are they called? With any high-level troops anymore. So you won't have to deal with like annoying 50% spell reduction or anything like that more often than not. So that's going to be pretty convenient. But the legend will, or the mini boss will still have 1 legend, guaranteed legend, and then the rest is just stuff from the kingdom. As far as the mini boss, once you have completed out the mini boss, you'll end up getting Mythstones. Mythstones are those little blue things that you see underneath the mythic boss battles. Once you have 100 of them, you'll be able to do a mythic boss. Basically, how mythic bosses work is, well, you have fight 1 mythic, as well as other rarities, which could also be legends. You fight at least 1 mythic from the kingdom, as well as various other things from the kingdoms, which could be a legend or any other rarities. And after you kill out this battle, you will get a guarantee arcane trait stone, as well as unlocking the boss chest. The boss chest will have an amount of tokens in them based on what difficulty you did them in. So you'll get anywhere from 1 to 3 tokens, depending on what difficulty you end up doing and what the range is for the difficulty that you end up doing. So this is going to be the main way that you accumulate this new resource, is you just simply go spam through Explore, do it on the highest difficulty that you can realistically do it on, kill out the mini boss, and then you end up accumulating Mythstones every single time you kill out the mini boss. With those Mythstones, you then go and use them onto your mythic boss when you do it on a higher rarity in order to go gain tokens. And then those tokens become a bunch of other things that you'll be able to get, which I'll be explaining soon once we get down to that point, as they are used for quite a few things. That is for sure. Let's see what other things did they end up mentioning here under the summary that was graciously made by Lyrian. Let's see. This is most of the stuff I just explained there. But yeah, you're allowed to lose during the explore. The mini boss, if you lose during the mini boss, it ends the run, and if you you don't get any loot. And if you lose during the mythic boss, you don't get any loot. However, losing during the explore battles has no effect on anything, so do be wary of that. Only on the mini boss battles and the mythic boss battles does it matter if you lose. On the explorer, you can just do them infinitely, and it doesn't deter from your progress. Whereas those two would lose you to loot from your previous 4 battles that you just did. Other than that, let's see. Oh yeah, you'll be able to get a 20% bonus that are occasionally off of some of the kingdoms on the board. So this will rotate every so often. I forget what the exact rotation is. It seemed really, really common. It seems like 10 minutes or so, what the rotation was. But approximately every 10 minutes or so, the rotation will switch as to which kingdoms will have a 20% bonus for Mythstones. These are generally you're going to want to do unless you're specifically farming trait stones. Because obviously if you're specifically farming trait stones, you'd want to stay in one kingdom in order to farm that arcane in order to keep getting over and over again, since you have a 100% chance every single time you do a mythic battle to get the arcane from the kingdom. That's going to be really good for accumulating arcane trait stones. However, the reason why they have this 20% thing is to encourage people to get trait stones from all over the place to gradually farm everything over time. So you will be able to use these 20%, of course, to just accumulate the Mythstones a little bit quicker. And accumulating the Mythstones a little bit quicker is pretty useful because it allows the 10th quality to be able to do a mythic battle once every, or 2 times. Whereas it wouldn't be able to otherwise because I believe its range is around 40 to 45. And also, even if you were just doing on the highest difficulty, it'd be pretty useful because I believe it's giving about 70, and an extra 20% almost gives it to about 100 or so. So a pretty substantial amount that you'll be able to get. And about every 3 would end up giving you a basically 2 if you were doing it with the 20%. So pretty useful to always just keep hopping from kingdom to kingdom, whichever one has 20%. Do keep in mind, multiple will have 20% at a given time to be able to get these spare Mythstones. So you'll have multiple choices. But you pretty much always want to use these 20% bonuses, as this is the main loot that you need in order to go gain more tokens, and tokens are extremely important to go grind out next patch for all the things that they'll be using for. Anyways, tokens, badges, and medals. Mythic bosses drop a number of tokens based on the difficulty level chosen. The final level is 2 to 3 per time. At launch, there will be 6 types of tokens, 1 of each rarity level. Oh, also, they're probably going to be adding more into the future. However, we will be getting 6 initially. And the stats that they end up giving are armor, life, chance of your troops to auto-cleanse every single turn, attack, starting mana, which doesn't stack with other starting mana, so it's 100% useless, and magic. And basically all 4 of the stats, uselessness and cleanse is what they are. The best ones, of course, being the ultra rare and mythic. Hey, for once, the epic isn't actually the best thing. I'm surprised they didn't put the ultra rare cleanse on top of epic to keep the tradition of making epics the strongest thing for whatever reason. But, or, you know, as far as rarity, like the rarest. But, yeah, the ultra rare and the mythics are the absolute best as far as the actual effect, because magic is magic, and cleanse is extremely good. The reason why that starting mana isn't any good is because it doesn't stack. So, for example, let's say it gives 20% starting mana. That 20% starting mana does not stack with a 50% mana start. So it will not raise it to 70%. It will just take whichever one is higher, which will be your 50%. So the starting mana one in most situations is going to be pretty useless. So do be mindful of that. But yeah, obviously the life will be pretty useful. The cleanse will be pretty useful. And the magic will be pretty useful. You'll be able to have 3 of these sets. And they will apply to every single one of your battles. For example, the mythic one, I believe, gives 4 magic once you get it fully maxed out to a medal. So you could theoretically have plus 12 magic for every single battle you ever do, everywhere, except arena, but everywhere else. For guild wars, for raids, for invasions, for delves, for everything. You'll be able to have those extra stats. You'll be able to have that cleanse. You'll be able to have that life. But you can only set 3 at any given time. But you can always just switch them out, assuming you have the tokens. So this is going to be pretty useful, but they're used for a couple other things, as we'll see a little bit further down, as soon as we switch over to the stream as well. You'll show some of them in-game. Let's see. More token types are likely to appear in future updates. Yeah, I just mentioned that. Let's see. Oh yeah, 3 tokens evolve into a badge, and 3 badges evolve into a medal. I don't think I've ever actually mentioned that. That's a pretty basic function of them. I can't believe I've actually never mentioned that, but yeah, that's... I kind of just overly assumed that. But yeah, 3 tokens become a badge, and 3 badges become a medal. So you need 9 tokens to be able to make a mythic medal, or to be able to make a medal in general, I mean. So do be mindful of that. It's one of the reasons why you need so many tokens, is they get transformed into the medals that you eventually need for a lot of things. Let's see. Each badge and medal also offer specific effects. We already know that. Oh, but yeah, the medals have better effects than the badges. That also is somewhat self-explanatory, since they're harder to make. These effects follow the same rules as traits. All badges medals stack except the badge medal of Anu, which is the one that I already mentioned. It's just mentioning stuff I already mentioned. But yeah, the starting mana on the Anu one does not stack. So if you had like a 30% mana that doesn't stack with 50%, it just takes the 50%. It does not give you 80% total. Elite levels. Oh yeah, these were the things that you can do for upgrading. So this was something I didn't really mention much yet, because prior to this, none of the things really gave much indication to it, and I didn't want to say it before they really showed it. But all troops can now gain elite levels, which is basically like saying they can gain above mythic now, in a way, by feeding them medals only. These will only ever be able to use the medals, and keep in mind that medals do require 9 tokens to be able to create, so do be mindful of that. So you need a lot of tokens, because you're going to be needing a lot of medals to be able to upgrade your troops. And each medal is going to take 9 tokens. And then you're just going to go through a cycle where you need those tokens to create badges, then you need those badges to create medals, and then you need those medals to feed into troops, and then you're going to need more medals to feed into troops. And it's just going to keep repeating. Although troops can be fed... Wait, what did I just read? Wait. Oh yeah, never mind. There are 3 levels: bronze, silver, and gold. I just skipped over a whole line. They might be adding platinum in higher ones, by the way, as well. Though we don't currently know at this current moment in time. But they're doing bronze, silver, and gold for now. And although troops can be fed medals of low rarity, for a 100% chance for an upgrade, you either need to do a medal of the base rarity or 3 medals of the next lower rarity. You can also do ones even lower than that. For example, you could put like common ones into a mythic. However, it's generally not advised. The 2 most likely methods in which you're going to be using in order to upgrade a troop is using the same rarity or using 3 of below, as it mentions. Each of the 3 below will give 33% chance each, and using the one of the same rarity will give 100% chance. You can use ones that are lower, even lower rarity than that. However, it'll give you a chance that is not 100%, and due to RNG, you're likely just going to want to do it at 100%, because doing anything other than 100% is going to be very, 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 very annoying, and you're not going to want to do that ever, because you're just going to waste resources on accident, so don't do that. But, so for example, let's say we have an ultra rare, and we want to go upgrade it. We will need to use an ultra rare medal, 1 ultra rare medal, or 3 smaller rare medals, and that will end up getting it to the guarantee upgrade. So, yeah, that's basically how you would end up doing that. Stat gains from the elite levels are based on the role of the assigned troop. We still don't know what the full list will be for these stats. However, every single role will have a different amount of stats. For example, Defender role is likely to have something like HP and armor, whereas Striker is likely to have something more like attack and magic. We don't know exactly what the stats will be and everything like that. However, that's basically what they'll be. They'll gain 2 stats from upgrading them, and it's based on their role, whatever their role currently is. Obviously, the most useful ones would be things like magic plus HP, magic plus attack, magic plus literally anything will be the ones that are most useful. I guess the HP plus armor ones could be okay if it's on a really good tank. However, more often than not, the magic plus HP or magic plus attack, or magic plus literally anything will be the better options. As far as what you'd want to upgrade first. There'll be no special side effects from elite levels in 4.6, possibly in future. Oh yeah, that's basically just saying that there's like no trait effects or anything. But they were mentioning that they might be expanding the amount of features that would be able to be added to this. They're basically doing. Do you remember the patch last year where they ended up expanding hero classes? They're basically doing that, but for troops now. Just like a smaller form of it that they might be branching out to bigger later. But essentially what they're doing is they're taking the whole premise of let's completely expand this out into something extremely more complicated. And they're adding that to all troops now instead of just hero classes. But yeah, you'll be able to, this is basically the new way of leveling up your troops, essentially, is the bottom line of all this. It's the post 20 leveling for all your troops. Once you've gotten them fully traded, and once you have them to level 20, this is what you do after the fact. Oh, one other thing to mention, which I don't even think was mentioned here, nor do I think it was mentioned on their stream. Do keep in mind, in order to actually be able to add medals to any troops, you have to have them at level 20. They have to be mythic and level 20 to be able to use medals on them. This is mainly to prevent newer players from wasting medals, and also because this is, like I just mentioned, supposed to be post 20 leveling kind of system. So it just kind of makes sense that you would need to have it to mythic and level 20 first. But yes, you do need to have the troop maxed out in order to be able to do this. Well, you don't need all the traits, but you'd probably have all the traits by then anyways. But you have to have it at mythic and level 20 before you can use these medals on them. So do be mindful of that. I don't think anywhere during the stream it was mentioned, nor I don't think it was mentioned here. But it does require your troop to be level 20 before you are capable of using medals on it to level it to bronze, silver, and gold beyond that point. But anyways, troops will... troops with elite levels have a special indicator around their mana counter on their card. Oh yeah, it just shows that if they're leveled up. It's basically just a visual indication on if they're actually upgraded, just so you have a better indication. Kind of like how troops show their border on if they're rare, if they're epic, if they're legendary, rarity. This is basically going to be the same thing just for the bronze, silver, and gold, essentially. Just so you can tell how much stats it might have. And elite levels in 4.6 will not affect hero classes. Yeah, because hero classes have their own individual thing, of which they're probably updating further next year, early next year when they rework hero classes. But that's a whole nother thing in itself. That's probably 5.0 patch. But anyways, players can see opponents' troops with elite levels in PvP and Guild Wars. Yeah, obviously, because it's the same rarity as like the normal legendary and mythic stuff. It just shows an indication of the thing, of their rarity to it. Wait, was that it? I thought there was more things that were be shown here. I guess that kind of was everything, because like 90% of this patch is all this. I think there were like a few other really small things, but obviously like 99% of this patch, content-wise, is the is all of the Tradestone stuff. But anyways, let me go try finding more juicy infos. I'm not sure if I can find it easily. So they were evolving medals here. Oh yeah, they were adding medals to themselves, I remember. And then they were just evolving a bunch of them. So what are they doing here? So they used to send a bunch of medals to themselves. Oh, a bunch of tokens, I see. So basically what they did here is they sent 3 of every single token to themselves. Is apparently what they did here from what I can tell. So they ended up sending themselves a bunch of tokens. And you'll notice that these tokens are now evolving. So they basically gave themselves a bunch of resources, medals, tokens, all that. And they're basically just evolving. Your 3 tokens end up becoming medals, and your 3 tokens ends up becoming badges, and then your 3 badges ends up becoming medals. And that's basically what these are. As you can see, they're just doing a bunch of tokens, and they upgraded into medals. A bunch of their tokens upgraded into, again, medals and badges, because their their badges converted to medals, and their tokens converted to badges. But that's basically what this is just showing here. If I'm not mistaken, that just happens automatically once you have enough. If you end up getting it from a boss chest, or if you just end up getting it through other means, as they literally just sent it to themselves in the mail. And right there, they're just showing the top 3 inventory slots. You can end up slotting any of the medals into them. So you just simply click them, and then you can choose any badge or medal you want, and it'll end up giving stats. As you can see, a bunch of them have armor there. We have attack bonuses. We have cleanse chance every single turn, which is insanely good because it rolls per troop and they stack. You have magic bonus, which is one of the better ones as well. But yeah, cleanse and magic bonus, definitely the 2 most desirable ones. And using a combination of both is probably going to be really high up there. Using, like, for example, a medal of Cedric, combined with 2 of the magic ones at Mythic of the Nisha or whatever it's called, the Nisha. I'm good. Just another thing to mispronounce, but that's probably going to be one of the better combos. Is 2 Nishas, the basically the 2 magic medals combined with one of the cleanse metal is likely going to be the best strategy for setting up your slots. So yeah, it's generally going to be the best way to go about it as far as setting up your teams. However, there might be some specific teams that might want to use something different. For example, Sunbird might get more of a benefit from having HP, for example. Other similar instances like that. Anyways, anything else they kind of showed here? Just all their tokens converting upwards. That's just showing what each one of them do. They're showing a little graphic thingy from it. But yeah, the common one does, I think I already mentioned this earlier. But, oh yeah, I keep forgetting it grays it out whenever I do that. But the common one does armor, the rare one does life, the ultra rare one does cleanse, the epic one does attack, legendary one does starting mana, and the mythic one does magic. Let's see, what else did they show? I think they showed upgrading at one point. I didn't watch the entire stream, so I'm pretty sure they did that at some point. Oh, right here, they're showing the upgrading of your troops. So this was something else I don't think was really mentioned during the thing. Well, for one, here's the menu. It is a defender, and there are all the stats that it ends up gaining. As a defender, obviously, it's gaining things like armor and HP, as you can see from... why did it go back so far? But as you can see from this screen, so it's just gaining HP and armor because it's defender role, and obviously a defender would gain a bunch of HP and armor. So not necessarily the best of stats, however, on some troops that could potentially be good if they're a good defender. But nonetheless, that's what it ends up adding. And it does it differently for every single one based on their role. Do keep in mind, I don't think the other page mentioned it, nor did they mention it on their stream, but it does require more medals in order to upgrade each one. So for example, to get the first bronze upgrade, you need 1 medal of their rarity or 3 below. However, every single subsequent one, you're going to need an additional 1. So, for example, let's say this Gorgolfa right here. For its first level, you could go use 3 epics to have a 100% chance, or you can go use 1 legend to have a 100% chance. Either way, it'll be a 100% chance. Obviously, you don't want to use one that have a higher rarity. Obviously, you will not want to use a mythic medal on a legend, as that'll be a bit of a waste. But you can either use a legend or 3 epics. However, for its second and third level, it will require more. So in order to have a 100% chance to be able to do the second level, you will need 2 legendary medals. And there's no combination other than 2 legendary medals. Well, I guess actually 1 mythic, I believe, might actually end up doing it too. So in that case, I guess you could start using the mythics. But you would need 2 legendary medals in order to get it up. And for the next one, the third one, you would need 3. So basically, you need 3 medals. You basically need, in order to max a troop, you need ideally 6 medals of its rarity to be able to upgrade it, which is a total of 54 tokens of the respective rarity of the troop in order to upgrade it, to put that into perspective. So basically you need 54 tokens times every troop in the game. So whatever 54 times 700 something is how many tokens you will need total as of next patch. So that's a lot of math. And that's assuming you get the right rarities too. You might need even more tokens than that. Hold up, let's do some quick math. Quick math time. There are currently... How many troops are there in the game? I didn't even realize how ridiculously high that number is until I just put out the math. But, wow, that number is high when you put it that way. 1 second. Gotta drink before we do this so much math. It's not that much math. We're just literally putting 2 numbers in the calculator. But there are 738 troops in the game. Also, what 2 troops am I missing? Hold up. I'm missing troops? How's that possible? 738 times. What am I timesing this by? 54, right? I did the math right. It's 9. You need 1 for the first level, 2 for the next, and 3, so 6. 6, and you need 9 tokens to create those 6. So, yeah, it's 54. I did the math right? Yeah, 54. So you times that by 54. And that means you need, at minimum, you need 39,852 tokens. That is a lot of tokens. I didn't actually realize it was that high. I was expecting it to be closer to like 10,000 or something. That's actually way higher than I thought it was. 39,852. I forget the rate at which you can farm them because I haven't actually like done a really long grind to be able to do so. But I believe it takes around... Well, we could do 2 once every 3. Every single cycle takes about... I want to say 5 minutes, so it could take a little bit longer. Especially at higher difficulties like that. Iron Good can still kill it pretty quick in most situations. Let's see. Let's assume it takes closer to 6 minutes. So that means in about... If it is about 6 minutes, that means 18 minutes. For 5 tokens. So every token, approximately every 3.5 minutes? What is that? I would say about that. So you could approximately, on the highest possible difficulty, get 1 token every 3 to 4 minutes. Let's assume 3 minutes and be very, very quick. That takes a total of this many minutes. That takes a total of 13,284 minutes. That is a lot of time. Hold up. Did they really just add that big of a grind? I didn't actually do all the math yet. They added 13,284 hours of grinding at minimum. And that's like the quick... That's if you go like super ultra quick. Okay, that was a bit higher than I thought it was. That is what you need. That's the hours needed to grow. Oh, wait, never mind. This wasn't hours. Wait, was this minutes? Hold up, my bad. This was minutes, not hours, obviously. Yeah, obviously that's not hours. But still, that's a lot of minutes. And for a second, I was like, wait, hours? That's definitely not hours. But yeah, that's minutes. That's how many minutes you need. I don't even think I have that much total playtime. But that's how much is needed to max out every troop in the game. Approximately. They'll likely be tweaking into the future as far as, you know, like more methods to be able to accumulate them. But, yeah, there's a lot of time. How many hours is that? That is... Wait, did I do the math right? It seems a lot low under hours. Hold up. Never mind. Yeah, I was thinking hours before. Never mind, that's not as bad, I guess. Wait, did I do the math wrong somewhere? Yeah, 221 hours actually doesn't seem that bad. It's still ridiculously high, obviously. But, that's right. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's not that bad. I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's hours. I keep thinking that's minutes for whatever reason. Yeah, that's not too bad. I overestimated it. My bad. It's because I thought it was hours initially when I saw that big 13,000 something number. But yeah, that's actually not too bad. Never mind. Yeah, it's like a 250 hour grind realistically. 250 to 300 hour to max out all of them, which is still ridiculously high. But if you split that up to 1 hour a day, you would get it done within a year. If you were to do Explore for 1 hour a day from the start of next patch all the way until next year, you would have every troop max that comes out throughout from now all the way into through then, most likely, just with that 1 hour a day. So that's not too bad. It's still quite a bit of an extra grind, but in the whole scheme of thing, I guess that's not too bad. But anyways, anything else I wanted to go over here? They were just upgrading it. Probably mentioning more. So here they end up using 3 of a lower rarity. You can see that ends up giving a 33% chance because they end up using the way lower one. However, if they use the epic ones, 3 of the epic ones, it'll give a 100% chance. Also using 1 of the same rarity will also give it a 100% chance. Basically what they're just showing right now. Also, you can see it has a soul sink plus 10,000 souls to be able to do it. Oh wait, was it 10, 20, and 30,000 souls? Actually forgot about that. It's actually 600,000 souls or 60,000 souls per upgrade. I completely forgot that. But yeah, it's actually 60,000 souls per troop, meaning that it's not 30,000 and whatever the base souls is. It's actually going to be 60,000 whatever the base souls is. So to upgrade a Gorgotha all the way from level 1 to gold level 20, it will require around 67,000 souls. But yeah, I forgot about that. It does actually increase by additional 10,000 each time. $300 hours doesn't sound right. I'm not sure if I did the math right. I might have done it wrong again. Let me see. So how many medals can you gain per hour? Let's do it like that. So realistically, you should easily be able to gain, I would say, 16 medals per hour. So what was the big number we had before? It was around 50,000, right? I think it was somewhere around 50,000. More troops will be added. Let's just say 50,000. So we need about 50,000 medals. We divide that by 16. Oh yeah, you're right. That's nowhere near correct math. Oh no, I did maths wrong somewhere. You're right. It's not as high as I thought it was, but still pretty high. I think there was a 0 missing at some point. But yeah, 3,100 and something hours is what I just got right there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's better doing it that way. So let's just redo all the math real quick, because I think I messed up at some point. So let's just get to what the hourly rate is. So the hourly rate can vary a lot depending on what you're using and everything. However, I believe the rate is about 16 per hour or so. It's somewhere around there. You'll easily be able to get somewhere between like 10 to 20 per hour. But I believe 16 is like the late game average. So we'll just go with that one. Since that's what most people will have if you have an Iron Gut. Like if you own an Iron Gut, you should be able to get 16 an hour pretty easily. But anyways, so let's go do the math again on that. So we need to go see how many troops there were in the game. There are currently 738, so let's go get that number. 738 times that by 30 or 54, because 54 is how many tokens we need. So that is 39,852. We divide 39,852 by 16, as that is how many we get per hour, approximately. Okay, so that's the number then. So yeah, you're right. It was higher than that, but it was also lower than the really big number than we said earlier. So this is the correct number. My bad. 2,490. It would take about 2,490 hours in order to max out everything on the new system, assuming they did not tweak it into the future or add more methods to be able to accumulate them. However, I believe we will be getting some slightly more methods to be able to accumulate them. But yes, in order to max out every single troop, and this will keep increasing over time too as more stuff comes out, it will require around 2,490 hours of grinding the new Explore in order to get it on the highest difficulty. That also is on highest difficulty, not just simply doing Explore, but specifically Explore on the highest difficulty, because you wouldn't be able to get 16 tokens per hour unless you were doing one of the higher difficulties. You can still do it on the other difficulties, but it would be a much slower rate than 16 per hour, that is for sure. But yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, new 2,500 hour grinds next patch. Obviously, you don't need to do all of that, though. You mostly just need to upgrade the more important troops. Also, some of the upgrades might not even be that relevant. For example, if something gains, let's say, attack and armor, that's not really too good. Like, unless the troop is really dependent on both of those, like Tina 9000, getting both attack and armor is very, very underwhelming. But anyways, yeah, let me go read comments, because we haven't read any comment for, like, a while now. Let me go all the way back. My bad. Let me go and... go back several hours ago. No, just kidding. Let me go all the way back to the beginning and start reading through some of these. Hello, Zeddicus. Let's see. You missed a stream. Did they say when the release date is? No official date yet. Tacet stream sniping? No, I'm not stream sniping. Although I guess we are looking at the other stream though, which is kind of funny. Let's see. Yeah, next patch is soon, TM. It's sometime before the end of October. Likely in about a week or two from now. Yeah, mid-October. Let's see. Yeah, it won't be this week. Hello, Scotty. Glad you can make it. Let's see. Did I get a haircut? Yes, I got a haircut. Or no, my hair magically fell off. No, just kidding. But, yeah, I got a haircut the other day. I forget when. I think it was Sunday? Saturday? 1 to 2 days. Let's see. All the days are just starting to mesh together this last week before I'm off for the 2 weeks. Been so busy with everything. And don't worry, event video will be up very soon. Probably tomorrow afternoon is the time I'm probably aiming for. After I grab lunch, I should be free for a decent amount of time then. Let's see. Oh yeah, the chat thing isn't on screen because for whatever reason it wasn't working. It did a weird thing yesterday and it did the same thing today. I need to go look into that. I thought it would just start working after I restarted the computer, but it didn't. So I need to go check on what on earth is happening there. I'm not sure why chat isn't working there, so I just completely disabled it. It says my chat is disabled on my live stream whenever I try putting it on, but obviously it is not disabled. You guys are chatting in it right now. Let's see. Turning into gyms of farming. I know, right? They're just adding more and more ways to grind. Though, honestly, I absolutely love that we have a big grind again. They tend to add, like, one really big grind per year. Last time was hero classes. This time it's explore. Though, in all fairness, explore is something that we kind of already grind quite heavily. I don't know about you guys, but I normally spend at least several hours in it a week. And now we're basically just getting better loot for doing so. So in that regard, I kind of like it because if you're just looking at it from that perspective, while yes, they did technically add a really big grind to the game, it's stuff that we're normally doing and we're getting rewarded a lot more for it. Even if you completely ignore that tokens even exist, you're getting more gold per battle for doing explore. Even during soul farming, you're now gaining more souls per, more gold while you're soul farming. Also, technically, you're gaining more souls too. Doing the very weak battle on explore is just basically the same thing as doing challenges before. So not only will the soul rate be back to normal of about 50,000 souls per hour, but you'll also be able to get explore level gold from it, which is something you weren't previously able to do with consistency. So that's going to be pretty nice. So you'll be able to farm both gold and souls simultaneously in order to get about 100,000 gold and 50,000 souls per hour, while also slightly working towards tokens. That would only probably be like 1 or 2 tokens per hour, though, because you're doing the lowest rarity. But still, you're going to be getting... it's mostly for the soul farming, obviously. But you're getting all that on top of it. Let's see. 30 to 60 minutes for a medal? Is that right? It is about... it's about a half an hour for a medal. Approximately. It's about a half an hour, slightly higher than a half an hour. Yeah, I guess 30 to 60 minutes is accurate then. Though in end game, you'd be able to get it at a little over a 30 minutes. But, yeah, 30 to 60 minutes is actually pretty reasonable. I mean, sorry. Pretty reasonable estimate for how long a medal will take. Let's see. Yeah, it's not worth it for over half the troops. Like, even though you can upgrade every troop in the game, why would you upgrade some troops in the game? Unless you specifically need them for kingdoms. Do keep in mind, post-level 20 kingdoms will require these medal upgrades. However, we're not anywhere near that. We're like a year and a half, almost 2 years away before we start seeing level 20 plus kingdoms. But do keep in mind, level 20 plus kingdoms will require medal upgrades to some degree. And eventually, you'd probably need all of them maxed. So do be mindful of that. Should you craft Earth's Fury? Yes, you should definitely get Earth's Fury this week. What's the things that they are changing? They're mostly just overhauling Explore for extremely complicated system that we've been explaining. Let's see. Seems like this is for the top 1% of players to get into. Yes. This feature is mostly geared towards late game players. However, newer players can still use this in order to farm souls better off of the very weak Explore, as well as the fact that accumulating these medals is accessible to every single player range. And keep in mind, you don't necessarily need to go and actually upgrade your troops. Just getting the medals and just setting like 2 magic ones with like a cleanse and whatever else you want to set for your stats is all you really need, at least initially. You don't really need to worry about upgrading these until later, because you can't even start upgrading them till later, because your troop needs to be mythic and level 20 in order for you to even use these medals. So it is geared towards end-game players, that is for sure. I'm not sure exactly the top 1%. I would say more so like the top 10% or even top 25% or so. But it is definitely geared towards late game, that is for sure. The entirety of this next patch is geared towards higher level players. Why would you upgrade horrible troops? Because you need them for kingdom upgrades eventually. It'll be probably like a year or 2 before we do, but they will be required eventually. So you will want to use these eventually for weak troops. However, initially, obviously, you just want to use them on useful troops. And only useful troops. Let's see. Let's see. Pick the top 30 troops to upgrade. I will be I will be doing a video for that. It's one of the things I likely will be pre-recording. Still need to, but it is likely one of the ones I'll be going over, or like the best ones to go and upgrade with metals. Hello Corn. Hello Drock. Let's see. Who else new came in here? Hello Chad. Let's see. Sounds like it's a new Zugoff. No, it's gonna take even more time to grind in Zugoff. Let's see. Oh yeah, James ended up even mentioning it too. Way back in chat. Well, so I'm still like probably 15 minutes behind in chat. 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. So much chat to read. Assuming you get the correct badges medals, we'll probably have tons of extra common and rare medals, like ingots. Yeah, that can end up happening. There is a possibility that we'll end up getting a lot of the excess of the lower rarity ones. That is true. Because obviously the most valuable medals will be the ones that are legendary and mythic. However, every other medal will be considered lesser in value from an upgrading perspective. Let's see. But yeah, it's probably a little bit longer because of that. That is something to factor in. Because similar to how the common bags for Underworld are completely useless, so are the common metals. Common metals are stream just died. Come back, stream. Stream? Come back. There we go, I came back. But the common metals are going to be really, really, really bad because you can only really use them to upgrade commons and I guess technically rares. And that's about it. Like, you're not going to be able to do much with your common metals after that point. Similar to how bags are only really used for like the first 20 levels, if even that, of Underworld stuff, and then you never use them again. Let's see. Hello, Pab. Welcome. Let's see. Salty wore that makeup to the doctors. You're surprised. Let's see. You had 2,000 hours. Could be also 1,500 hours when you are fast. Wait, we just did the math on it earlier. It's about 2,500 hours, approximately. It could be a little bit less on that if you do it really fast. However, due to getting bad rarity of them, it could take even longer. It really just depends on how the drop table works and how lucky you get. Who's grinding lightning fast for an hour straight? I think you normally could. For Explorer, it's normally pretty easy to keep up a quicker rate. But then again, I guess doing Explorer at higher difficulties won't be as easy to keep a higher rate. Just because you could occasionally fail off of Iron Gut. How would you soul farm? Dragon Soul, Double Fair Shra, Umbral Wolf. And you just do it on the weakest Explorer, which will die in 3 Dragon Soul casts. Almost always. Would Zugoff be in the Karkaroff event drop table? No. He is not in the event key drop table. Ever. Zugoff is only ever craftable. There's no way to get him other than crafting him in Soulforge. Difficulty 12 is what you'd grind it out on with Iron Gut. Let's see. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, Isabel. I need to go do the pet. How much time was left on it? I think we still have time. I think it was one I didn't need, though. Oh, you're right. The pet timer went out. Oh, that's what you're saying with that. Oh, that's not too big a deal. It wasn't a pet I needed. Though, of course, more pet food is useful. But it wasn't a pet I needed. Let's see. That means the amount of time needed will multiply times it by... Oh, wait, never mind. We already redid the math. But yeah, it's about 2,500 hours. Oh, and we already caught up with chat. There we go. Will they be working diamonds in the future? You mean reworking? They might be. They may mention that they might eventually. However, we don't know if they will be. But they have made mention that they it is something on their list of things to do eventually. Is to get around to adding more purposes for diamonds. What they would do for them, they don't really know yet. Anyways, let's start playing now. We're 50 minutes in. Oh, wait. Oops. Let me go and get rid of the screen now, too. I forgot. We're kind of covering up the screen still. That's not going to work. Still covering screen. I forgot I still had it up. Luckily, I was just chatting a bunch. Let's see. What was your comment, Supplement? Just repost it. You left the room to get yourself a tea and pie and came back and saw that and thought, wait, what? You totally missed that last night. Wait, what part? Yeah, I did, I think, just mention some things that weren't mentioned on the stream. So they help clarify a couple of the other things. And I believe that's pretty much everything. There's still a few other things coming next patch. So they're all like really small relative to that. You need everything to make elite levels. Also traits. Okay, so you do need traits. But a troop basically has to be all the way maxed in order to do it. You need only 3 medals per troop. Mostly one higher rarity is 100%. Oh yeah, you could do it that way. You are correct. In that, the same way that 3 smaller ones make for 1 of the same rarity, 1 of a above rarity makes it so you would auto max it. So for example, let's say we have a epic troop. We do not have 3 epic, we are doing the last level, trying to get it to gold. This would require 3 epic epic medals. Instead of using 3 epic medals, we can simply use 1 legendary medal. So yes, you are correct. And at the same way that 3 smaller ones work to be 1 rarity above, 1 bigger one acts as 3 rarities below. So you could use, for the final level of a epic to get it to gold rarity, you can use a legendary medal instead of 3 smaller epic ones. Good to be aware of that as well. You could technically do it for level 2 as well, however that'd be a little bit less value, because you're basically wasting 1 whole point of it. So if you really wanted it, I guess you could still do it if it's for an important troop. Well, you're likely not going to be able to upgrade mythics initially, just because mythic medals are going to be pretty hard to obtain. Not to mention, you're going to likely want to keep your hands on 2 mythic medals for the purpose of magic bonus. Because every mythic medal you have, up to 3, could give you 4 magic. So you can have a 12 magic bonus in your battles if you hold on to 3 mythic medals. That means you won't be able to upgrade your troops with those 3 medals. However, 12 magic is a lot of magic to have in any battle you want other than arena. So yeah, initially you won't really be able to upgrade much mythics. Because you basically need to get 3 mythic medals before you can even start upgrading mythics. Because you're likely going to want to hold on to at least 3 mythic medals at any given time in order to have that for a potential +4, +8, or +12 magic bonus for your entire team. Do I know when the next patch will be? No, we do not know when it will be. It's going to be almost guaranteed before the end of this month, though. Likely in about a week or 2. No official date has been given, though. But anyways, that's all of those. Let's go and do dungeons real quick, and then we have a lot of delves to go do. By a lot of delves, I mean a lot of delves. Yes, they should apply during Guild Wars. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I'm pretty sure they apply during Guild Wars. I'm like 90% certain that's a thing. More currencies to keep track of, I know, right? Let's see, how many currencies did they add next patch? They added one... Let's see, 18. 19. They added 19 currencies next patch. Technically 4, but if you break it down, it's 19. It really depends how much you break it down. For example, you could count trait stones as 1. You could count trait stones as way more than 1. Or way more than 1. Like, you could count it as per rarity. Or you can count, like, all of the arcanes. But if you do the full breakdown on the number of resources they added next patch, they added 19 new resources. However, if you just do it based on category, they added 4 new resources. They added those blue shards. I actually forgot what they were called already. But they added those blue shards. They added tokens, badges, and medals. So those were the 4 resources they added. So if you break that down, it's actually 19 because there's 6 of each of them. Yeah, there's a chance it could be next Monday, next patch. Like next Monday or Tuesday. Well, it's a good team for Tower of Doom, levels 11 and up. Generally for high-level Tower of Doom, particularly for Brown, you're likely going to want to use a Ketris with Yasmin's Pride. Or use Skull Spam. You can use Mang with Keeper of Souls. Like a Mang, Cockatrice, Keeper of Souls, one other option. And just roll with that. You can also go with Doom Skull Spam. You have Glaceon plus Bloodhammer option into some kind of hero up front. Either with Mang or a similar option. And the other option you have is... I mentioned the Yasmin's Pride with Ketris. What was the other? There's one other thing. Oh yeah, Iron Gut. While you can't devour the Doom, you can use it to devour the rest of the team and just use the Iron Guts attack in order to kill the enemy. Because do keep in mind, unlike in Delves, you can use a strategy where you put Iron Gut in second slot, kill out your first slot, and then use your Iron Guts damage in your second slot in order to kill them out. You could even theoretically just put Iron Gut in first slot too, though that's a bit of a liability, as it's pretty easy to accidentally die. But, yeah, keep in mind, you can do something, it's not something you can normally do in Delves, so it's not as viable to do it that way. But you can do something like Mountain Crusher with Iron Gut, with the Mountain Crusher in first and Iron Gut in second, and then have your hero die once your Iron Gut has gotten a Devour, in order to use the attack value of your Iron Gut to kill things that have immune to Devour. It's not a strategy you can do in Delves, because you'll permanently lose that troop if you end up having it die in that way. However, you are allowed to do it in Tower of Doom, because your team resets every single time, so you don't need to worry about it in that regard. But anyways, let's go and buy our little pack thingy here and go and destroy through this. We have red-blue restriction, so that does mean we can go use the gargoyles if we want. Let's see, where was it going? Games, this. Actually, can't we use truffle too? Wait, this place has blue, right? Might go use truffles. Yeah, we can go use truffle for everything. Let's go use truffles then. Might as well. Truffle time! Truffle shuffle. We can do the full combo. Truff. Forest. And hero with literally anything. How about, how else to use one to Doom weapons? Where's the green Doom? There we go. Let's roll with that. Banner is that, and I believe we're good to go. Oh, class. Let me go use a level up hero class. There we go. Let's go use Oracle. Start getting Oracle to level 70. There we go. Truffles are fun. Truffles might be a little bit too slow for these lower level ranges. I still like using it though, just because it's fun to mess around with. Really big fan of the team. Okay, let's start spamming it out. Actually, we don't even need to spam it. One will kill at this point. Easy enough. I just realized we could put Mirage Queen on this team to make it even quicker for these lower level ranges. There, we'll take that over. Grab that one. The last little bit of our mana. Double it all up. And he's dead. This is a little bit too slow for lower level ranges. Like a super low level range. Once we get to even like 60, it would actually be like fine, 50 or 60. But for like the super low ones, it is a bit slow. There we go. Also, it's funny that under a 30-second battle is considered slow. But it is. What kind of mana generator would you go with? A Doomskull team? Normally the Doomskull creators are your mana generator. Normally if you're going to do a weapon, you'd most likely want to go Mang in order to do more damage off of it, though it's not required. Yeah, you could use Mountain Crusher for it. Mountain Crusher does have a nice side effect where it gives all brown allies 2 mana, which would be your entire team in the context of a brown Doom. Hey, do I have a condition for releasing the code? Probably once we get first orb. Oh. Let's see. So it's better. Soul farming's better than now, but worse than before. Yes. It is still technically slower than the best rate that we've ever had, which was prior to next patch. Soul farming will get mostly repaired next patch. However, you won't be able to raise for extra souls like you were able to before for like 75% extra souls. So it is slightly slower next patch, but it's quicker than it is now. But slower than the quickest it's ever been. But it offsets that by giving you more gold than you were able to get before. Because you can still win with the very quick speed, but also now get gold. Whereas before, if you wanted gold with it, you'd have to slow down your speed. Whereas next patch, it will not slow down your speed to get some gold. Also, you'd be getting tokens while doing so as well. Very slowly, but you'd be working towards it. I think it's only like 1 token per hour while soul farming. But you'd be able to get around 50,000 souls, 100,000 gold, and 1 token per hour while soul farming. Whereas before it was around like 55 to 60,000 souls per hour. But you would get almost no gold and no tokens. And less trait stones. The rarity of the trait stones would have been lower, whereas now they're going to be higher. They're trading off some things for other things. So soul farming will be quicker than it is now, but not the quickest it's ever been. Basically the bottom line to your question. Go this for a skull team. I can go and double check what that team is. Go do it after this battle. There we go. 1 down, several to go. Hey, let me go check that team real quick. So, troops. Let's go put it over slot we don't need at the moment. That we don't need. Actually, do we need the Great King teams? Actually, I'm not sure if we still do. Let me put over this for now, just in case we do. Oh yeah, didn't you mention this yesterday? Someone mentioned this yesterday. I'm not sure if it was specifically you. But, it works. I don't want to paste it just because it uses a different version of Titan than what I use. But, it would function. Fang, Glaceon, Bloodhammer, Raft. Generally, you don't really use Fang and Bloodhammer together because of the mana conflict. But it still works from a scroll spam perspective. This will take a little bit of a longer start. However, you have enchant, so it isn't as big a deal. It will kind of auto-start itself after a little bit. Which I guess means it's okay that he's blocked. Because after 8 turns, he'd get his mana. A little bit of a slow start for him, but once it gets going pretty hard. Well, what do you mean by nerf? It's still going to be quicker than Arena. It's still going to be more than double the rate of Arena. The best soul farming team's next patch will be about 2.5 times quicker than Arena. Even if you're good at Arena, it's still going to be at minimum 2 times quicker than Arena. Using late game soul farming teams compared to Arena. Because Arena only gets up to about 20,000, maybe 25,000 if you're really good and quick at it. Where soul farming still going to be around 50,000 next patch. Assuming double fair raw. Even with one, you could still easily pull off probably around 40 to 50. Probably more so the 40 to mid 40. You have to keep in mind, you might be able to double shot some things at level 11. Which is something you weren't able to do if you were doing the higher difficulty before. Because with the higher difficulty before, you would have to go for 3-shot. Whereas there are going to be some explore battles, not all of them. But there will be some where I believe you can Dragon Soul 1-shot them. Or 2-shot them, I mean, not 1-shot. Also, we still really need a dragon with Necromancy. Be so useful with Dragon Soul. Eyes need to stop not working. Eyes function! No, you want to. Give me the vision of sight. Oh, no wonder why. It's an eyelash. It's always so annoying getting eyelashes in your eye. Among one of the most annoying things that can happen. But if anyone still has any other questions, let me know. Or if I missed anything, let me know. Otherwise, obviously, most rest of the delve, most rest of the stream, we're just doing the delve event. But I'm really hyped for next patch. Got a lot of grinding to do. That should be a pretty fun grind. How many the Grey Kings did I pull? 1. He's still available for 2 more days. Still available for today and tomorrow. I mean, sorry. He's still available for tomorrow and Thursday. Why did I think today was Wednesday for a second? Yeah, it's still Tuesday. It's almost Wednesday. It is in like 3 hours from now in my time zone. Not yet. Will the change in arcane tradestone farming? Does this reduce the value of glory packs? Not really. You'd still use glory packs. The actual rate of trait stones isn't increased that much next patch. It's made more consistent per hour, but it's not really much of an increase because every single battle has a decreased chance of giving an arcane trait stone compared to normal. However, the overall rate of arcane trait stones is higher next patch because of the 100% guarantee one that you have every several battles. But the rate of getting it per battle is slightly lower. Still more so than at other locations, but still slightly lower than what it is now. What the exact percent is, we don't know. But do be mindful of that as well. But yes, trait stone rate is still overall increased, just not as much as you might think because of the other nerf. But the consistency of them is way, way higher. Because now you'll have a way of gaining a 100% chance of getting a single arcane whenever you want. And while you'll still be able to get arcanes prior to that. As well as you can even get 2 arcanes from a single drop. You can get the 100% arcane and then get the random drop arcane. Because the arcane trait stone drop that you get from the boss chest is not the actual trait stone drop that you get for the battle. So it is possible to pull a double arcane. I have yet to do that, but it should be possible. I haven't actually seen it, but based on how the drop table works, it should give you a second one. If you end up rolling it on both. Chance for that's relatively low, which is why I haven't seen it. Because it's only about a 1 in 18 chance that that would happen. And you do not complete out those things that quickly. It'll take probably like 10 minutes, if not more, to cycle each opening of a boss chest in late game. Thoughts on the Blizzard debacle? Which one? I haven't been following news lately. Didn't they, like, ban someone from a tournament for some reason recently? I saw, like, some random headline somewhere about it, but I didn't read into it. Was that the thing, or did they do a different thing? I wouldn't be surprised if it's a different thing, because they do so many wrong things. Hello, Rage! Was there a lice outbreak? No, I just shaved my head. That's funny, though. They had to defend China because they make a lot of money off of them. That is true. Especially now that they're getting into the mobile market. China makes up a really good share of the mobile market. And now it seems like all Blizzard is making is mobile games. Ooh, pure shards. That's exactly what we want to see. Very nice. And we'll probably have a redeem code after this one. As I said, after we get first orb, and we're almost there. Do we have no videos until patch? No, I should hopefully be able to get some things up prior to then. Obviously, I need to get the event video done very, very soon. But no, I'll try to have some pre-patch videos too. Not sure how many, but I still need to go pre-record a lot of stuff. That's for sure. Just haven't had time to yet because I've been doing other pre-break stuff. Is because there's been a lot of things I need to get done before I before I actually go off for 2 weeks. Not just related to your channel, but just in general. What am I doing here? We take the blue. No, I didn't do the weekly video yet. The plan is around a little afternoon tomorrow. I should be able to get it out. Just haven't had time yet this week. But we will be doing it, no worries. And we get to go over the new pet tomorrow too, I guess, simultaneously. Because we got a new pet tomorrow. It's for, let's see if I can remember. It was Golvania bonus. So I'll probably briefly go over the pet, which is something I don't normally do. But it's a new pet, so a little bit more relevant. Yeah, it's basically like a 2-week vacation, basically. It wasn't really something I had planned originally, but things kind of just happened. He was going to go on a vacation. Basically, the whole thing that happened was he was going to go on a vacation, and he didn't know where to go. I kind of just like jokingly offered he should come to Myrtle Beach, and it eventually became a thing in order for him just to save money on having to have a hotel or anything. Yeah, he's just staying at my place. I'll take that down for now. Yeah, it actually started as a joke. And it became a thing. Is he bringing you haggis? What is that, some kind of thing from Scotland? No, he isn't. He doesn't seem that food adventurous. I'm gonna need to take him out to some places. But then again, I'm not that food adventurous either. But that's for completely different reasons, though. I'm not that food adventurous because I'm not sure if they're poison or not. Because I don't know if something necessarily has nuts in it or not. So that makes me so hesitant to so many foods. Because I don't know if what I'm eating will kill me. So that's why I'm hesitant to food. But that's a little bit more justifiable reason than just not wanting to eat stuff. Like, I would eat almost anything if I didn't have any allergies. Let's see. I'll take this one. Oh, what was the team that you just mentioned, John? That's the only thing that's really annoying about the code things. Is it is, like, impossible to tell what on earth is being suggested. Because just based off of numbers, you can't really tell what on earth that is. Unless you memorize the hero classes, but then you just be able to know what the hero classes are. There's no way you'd ever remember every single hero troop code. Yeah, no, allergies are really, really bad. It's even more annoying than things like lactose intolerance and stuff. Because while lactose intolerance would occur more often, it's not as, like, life-threatening. So it'd be more frequently annoying. However, it wouldn't be as lethal. Yeah, I couldn't imagine someone who has a nut allergy and another food allergy. Like, I have several allergies. However, as far as food is concerned, the only thing I'm really allergic to are nut-related things. That must be ultra annoying if you have, like, multiple different food allergies, with one of them also being nut allergy. Because that would limit what you can eat so much. Like, imagine having, like, a soy allergy, a lactose allergy, and a nut allergy. You'd basically have to go, like, a soyless, nutless vegan at that point. Yeah, luckily my asthma hasn't been that bad. I had a little bit of reaction a couple months ago, but I believe that was mostly because of the flight, where a lot of people were sick, and it kind of got it triggering. But I haven't had any asthma reaction for a while, other than that one a few months ago. What are the spoilers for next patch? We went over it at the beginning of the stream for about an hour. There's no way I can go over it again, because it took way too long to explain the first time. Yeah, just check the beginning of the stream. And you can do that during the stream right now. You don't have to wait till the video goes up. I still have the feature on the stream where you could look back, I believe, 2 hours. Like the max limit YouTube has. Yeah, you can go check it right now. If you want to. Or just watch it later. It's way too complicated to try explaining again. We'll explain it again once 4.6 comes out. But me doing it at the beginning of this video is probably the last time I'm explaining it. Until the patch. Alchemist Moneylender. Oh, Alchemist Moneylender loop. That's a loop I haven't used for ages. The Green Seer Giant Spider, the Alchemist Hellcat, the Alchemist Moneylender loops. All those loops are classics. Well, not so much the Moneylender one, but the other, excuse me, the other ones are. Oh, what was the rest of the team? The King. And Mega? I assume Mega is Mega 4. I guess that could end up working. And he uses Mega 4 into an AoE. Oh yeah, I said when we got to the thing I would give out a code. Whoops. Let me go do that right now then. I forgot that at the end of the delve would already been it. And it's about the halfway mark of delves as well at this point. So let me go hand out a code. Which one haven't I handed out yet? Let's see, I think we did this one, but let me just double check. Don't want to accidentally skip one. Don't want to skip any of our juicy codes. Yeah, we used that one. I think I used this one too. But just want to double check. Yep. It's either this one or the next one. Oh, how far down did I already use? There we go. And let me go get this on copy paste. Put that into chat. And there you go. There's the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com right at the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem code is. Oh, never mind. I just said that. Redeem code's. Oh, never mind. Yep. I don't know what I'm saying. So your invite code's in your settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just click on the link to go and use it, or go to gemsofwar.com for game code section. And give same reward as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. That only works on PC mobile version. Enjoy, everyone. I'll be full mana, and he's super dead. Get that infinite loop. Also, truffles will be too slow to do explore on, or to new explore, by the way. The stats are just going to be too high. You're almost going to have to use Iron Gut and other similar teams. Also, where's that one Valraven? Did they escape while I wasn't looking? Or paying attention? Because we should have another Valraven soon. I have no problem, everyone. Also, hello, Matt. Welcome. Is the chance to get Arcanes the same in the easiest level of Explore? No. The easiest levels of Explore will have a slightly lower Arcane trait stone drop rate. And this is mainly because the Mythic boss chests have a 100% chance to drop 1 Arcane. Keep in mind that the 100% chance to drop an Arcane off that chest is such a high drop rate that alone, even if they removed every other trait stone drop, that alone would be a higher Arcane rate than what you're getting right now. I don't know why I didn't just put it that way earlier. Because right now it's around a 1 in 18 chance to get an Arcane. However, next patch, at least on the highest difficulty, you have a 100% chance to get 1 Arcane every 10 battles. And that's on top of the fact that you already have a drop rate as well. So not only do you have a chance of getting an Arcane on each of those 10 battles, at around whatever the slightly nerfed rate is, slightly less than 1 in 10, or 1 in 18, I mean, you'd also get a guarantee 1 every single 10 battles. At least on highest difficulty. On lower difficulties, it might be a little bit longer than that. But it'd still be a guarantee like once every 20 or so, even at lower rarities. Unless you're doing like super low rarity. Yes, it is if you can win the fight. That is true. Though, generally, they're going to be pretty auto-win. If you can win level 500 Delves, you can easily win one of those battles. So if you're at a point in the game where you can do 500 Delves, these battles won't really be much of an issue. Though if you're at a point where you can't do that, then yes, doing them at the highest of difficulties could potentially result in a lose. But you could always just do it on a lower difficulty. Even if you do it on the 3rd highest difficulty, you'll still be able to get the same rate of Arcanes. Or pretty much same rate of Arcanes. In that you'd be able to get 1 every 10 battles. And the difficulty would be like half the level at that point. But yeah, you don't have to do it on the highest difficulty. Obviously, most late game people and end game people will be. Like the people that this kind of content's geared towards. But level 10 rarity is a pretty good alternative. Because with the 20%, you'd be able to get a chest every 2 battles. With a 20% bonus. From specifically doing a kingdom of whichever has 20% on it. So that does mean you'd be getting Arcanes from a faction that you might not necessarily want. I mean, from a kingdom that you might not necessarily want. Or, you know, this specific color. But it's not really going to be too big a deal. Unless you just really need a lot of one single Arcane. But then you can just do it to a higher difficulty or just have it so it's every 3rd run instead of every 2 runs. Also, where's that Valraven? Has to be on either this delve or the next delve, otherwise we're in trouble. Because then we need to spend more gems on this event. I don't think I've ever needed to for one of these. The Valraven's probably coming. I'm just expecting it a little bit too early. Yeah, in a new format of Explore, even at some of the really, really low rarities, you can still get a guaranteed few arcanes per hour. But at the highest of rarities in late game, you can get a guaranteed arcane pretty much every 10 minutes, approximately. Every like 10 to 15 minutes or so. Which will drastically increase arcane rates. And you can double arcane pool. So not only can you get the arcane, but you can also get the arcane off the arcane drop, because you're still getting a trait stone drop every single battle, including off the boss room battle. So that trait stone could be an arcane on top of the arcane that you get guaranteed. Are they thinking of giving us the code with 25 gems later, maybe? I might before we go. Not this stream, I mean, before we go. But I mean, like, Friday stream. Because Friday's going to be the last stream. Thursday is going to be our last nightly stream of the week. And Friday's going to be our last morning stream of the week. And then I won't have another stream until about the 28th. Wait, were people actually mentioning that it takes more clicks to go through Explore now? I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue. I guess from a EXP farming perspective, for hero classes, it's going to be slightly slower. But, I don't know, overall loot is higher. I guess technically it would slightly affect EXP rates. Yeah, go farm your hero classes now. I guess I didn't really think of it like that, but yes, it would slightly affect hero class EXP rates if you were doing Explore specifically for that purpose. It would also technically ever so slightly slow down gnome rates because you can't just spam infinitely click on it anymore. Am I gonna stream in Halloween? Yes. And in costume, if you do, yes. I actually got a specific costume. I already ordered it, and it's ready to go. Well, kind of ready to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to order another piece to go with it. I might not, and just try to find something around the house that kind of works for it. Actually, even the robe I have kind of works for it. I won't mention what it is. But, yeah. But we'll be doing that, for Halloween. It's not much of a costume. I figured I'd get something other than nothing. Yeah, we'll be streaming on Halloween. I'll be back around the 28th to start streaming, so that's right before Halloween. Yeah, it's nothing too special. It's not salty level cross-playing, that's for sure. That is a costume nonetheless. I think Tacet was going to be Queen Mab one year. I was going to, but didn't. Salty was kind of teasing at it that I should. Yeah, since orbs have come out, you haven't really needed to go out of your way to farm arcanes. That is true. You still don't have an arcane sync. It's something they mentioned they would probably do, but then never did. But they might still eventually do it. But as it currently stands, they haven't yet. Wow, that was a big miss. That was an extremely hefty miss. So I can't wait till next patch where we can just cleanse every single turn. Imagine having 3 40% chances per turn, per troop, to cleanse. That is next patch. You can have 3 Cedric things. Each roll a 40% chance to cleanse per turn, per troop. We're basically never going to see stats effects ever again. Negative stats effects. Because if you so choose, you can accept 3 of those and just completely disable them forever. Not completely, because obviously 3 40% can still fail. But it does stack. Not to 120%, but, you know, 3 40%. That's approximately 80% chance to cleanse? Yeah. Per turn. Plus you still have your natural 10%, assuming you're not cursed. Also, I believe curse does not affect it. Yeah, it's a ridiculously high chance to cleanse. Is the new mythic worth getting? The one that's currently out now? It's a great utility troop to have. I don't feel like it's a one that will make or break most of your teams, though. But, I don't know. It's, I feel like people should get it because we still don't know how it'll behave in Guild Wars. Like how viable it's going to be in the Guild War meta. And because it might be very, very viable in Guild Wars, I would probably say it's highly advised to get. But we haven't really seen it in action to see how good or bad it is in the Guild War context. But that's likely where it will shine the most if it has... It's one of the locations where it has potentially the biggest potential. Guild War defend. But, yeah, I would say try for it. I wouldn't say overly try for it. Definitely don't do that. But it's worth at least attempting for, if nothing else. Now, what will happen to Essence of Evil? I know Essence of Evil is indirectly getting nerfed next patch. Every negative stats effect in the entire game is indirectly getting nerfed next patch. Wait, is it a 93.6% chance? I didn't do the math on it yet. I just assumed that 80% was correct. But that's high. Regardless, either number is really high. And that's on top of the 10% you have per turn as well. So technically it's even higher than 93.6% chance. Because at minimum it's not a 40% chance, a 40% chance, a 40%, and at minimum a 10% chance. That's a lot of cleanses. They said if you're stunned, the auto cleanse doesn't work. Is that not true? Oh, my bad. I didn't re-listen to the entire stream. I just knew from some of the things I was messing around with. And I guess I didn't check stun's interaction. But, yes, they do work kind of like how traits work. In that if you stun it, their effect will not work. That is one factor of them. Curse won't undo it, but stun will. Because they basically act like a cleanse trait. Like if a troop was to have a cleanse trait on it. But if he gets stunned, it doesn't work. But that's only specifically for that one troop it wouldn't work. I'll take that over. But technically, it could be unbreakable. Gotta go get a bless. No, that would be a bit overkill. Because at that point, you wouldn't even need to cleanse if you already had bless. 78% chance, still really high. Yeah, natural cleanse can be even higher than 10%. It's 10% cumulative per turn. So if the status effects have already been on you for multiple turns, then it's even higher. So realistically, it wouldn't have been on for multiple turns if you have all those 40%. What is a good Aquatica team without mythics, but not that low level? Probably Mountain Crusher, Queen Zachi, Alchemists, and Aquaticus. That'd still end up working, and then you just keep spamming Zachi plus Aquaticus, and use Zachi kind of like an Infernus in that context. Keeps the team very low rarity, while still being viable. Because Zachi is basically just a free troop from factions. What was the other aspects? Hey, you got that. The Alchemist is just a rare, and the Mountain Crusher you already have. And obviously the Aquaticus is what's the build around. Oh, yeah, I got a haircut a couple days ago. Guess I didn't bother claiming the loot here. We're almost there. Ooh, purple orb. Not too bad. Need those blues, though. Oh, you're doing a crazy 1,000 sub stream. Oh no, I probably won't be able to make it. Aw. I'll try to make it for a little bit if I can. Because I won't be around for most rest of the next 2 weeks after this Friday. You'll do a hot sauce shot just for me. Let's see. Also, 1,000 is a pretty nice milestone these days for YouTube too, because that's where you're monetized, locked out anyways. Until then. Definitely make sure to get that situated after the fact. Let's see, we'll take that for now. Oh, I gotta go kill it again. Actually, what am I doing? We have the weapon. Might as well just kill with that. How you get access to super chats? I actually never bothered enabling them, for the main reason that YouTube takes 30% of all the super chats. Whereas if they were to donate through a donation link, it would take around 5%. So YouTube's basically taking an extra 25% compared to just making a your own notification through a program and just having the link in the description. But YouTube takes an absurd amount of it. relative to other donation things. It's why I have a donation link in the description and not super chat. If you ever wonder why I don't have super chat or subscriptions, because they take 30%. Whereas Patreon takes 5%, and donations take around 3% and 30 cents. What do we take here? Move that one over. Grab a green there. Yeah, YouTube takes a really large cut of ad revenue too. However, there's no really any way around that, unfortunately. But YouTube takes 45% of ad revenue, if I'm not mistaken. But there's really no way around that, unless you're like a really huge channel. Like, unless you can get your own sponsorships for ads there, which are very, very rare unless you're like a 100K plus channel. I believe he plays on the Steam version. Pretty sure. How did I find out about the Gems of War spoilers? They streamed it all the other day. The developers of the game. Specifically the community manager and one of the coders for the game. Yeah, it's a lot easier to stream on this PC version compared to a phone. I do eventually want to have a phone setup for streaming. It's a lot more complicated than a console setup or a PC setup, though. Because phones are not really meant for that purpose. What do we take here? We'll take that one for now. Give them the blues, why not? Or double go and go from there. And he's dead. Oh, so this should be our last one that we need. Do one or two more rooms after. We get unlucky. So if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Because we'll probably be wrapping up in the next 5 minutes or so as we finish out the stove. BlueStacks emulator for phone. Not the same playing it on that compared to a actual phone though. That's like the cheating way of doing it. But I meant like the actual setup for a phone recording is a little bit more complicated. You need a lot of adapters and you need to have a stand so it's actually set up properly and all that. Just because it's one thing playing it, but it's another thing playing it while streaming. Because the way that you would need to have it just so you could easily do it while doing other stuff like typing the chat and stuff and you know, using mouse for a couple things that you might need makes it more annoying. I forgot to craft Iron Gut. Should you wait? Yes. Iron Gut's going to be excessively viable next patch. Highly advised to go and get it as soon as possible if you don't already have it. You should be saving all your diamonds for it right now if you don't have it. It's going to be the best troop for running high-level Explore. This is going to be the best way to get tokens. There's going to be other ways to do it other than just Iron Gut, obviously. However, Iron Gut, to my understanding, should be one of the best, if not the best options as far as the team compositions to get used for. Because you can't really use Skull Spam because their stats are going to be too high. Unless you use some kind of weird team with Mang, with like Queen Ysabeau or something. And the only real route that you're going to have is instant kills, for the most part. Not literally the only way, though as far as a speed perspective, it's probably the only way to really bother with it. Otherwise, it'd be quite a bit slower using most other things. I don't think Ferris Rock can do 250 Explorers. It could probably do a higher level Explorer than the very low rarity. So I don't think you would ever really bother. But you could do it up to a point where it can still one-shot with its soul mount. Which I believe would be around level 60 or so. In which you'd still be getting a lot less loot. Am I reverted? Yes. The camera is reverted. So like right now I'm pointing to the left. Even though on stream it shows I'm pointing to the right. But yeah, everything's reverse. Let's see. Oh, you mean revered. Oh, okay. I thought you meant reverted as in inverted, and you were just saying it weirdly. But you meant revered. Oh no, I already have revered. There's no point in sending me honor. Because I already have max. It does nothing getting anymore once you have it maxed. Yeah, inverted is the word I was thinking of. That's what I thought he meant when he said reverted. That's the first thing that came to mind. Is the camera. How long will it take until Iron Gut comes back into Soulforge? We don't know. Could take weeks. Could take months. We only know what the current cycle is. I believe the current rotation is almost done though. So he might be back soon. But it could still be weeks or months. We really don't know. We can pinpoint the approximate time, but we will never know for sure. And because the cycle, it's currently midway through a cycle, so it could still be a while. Like, as we go through a cycle, and if a mythic hasn't occurred yet, we can start pinpointing it, like, more and more as to when it'll approximately come. But, when it's not at that point, you can't really predict it much. It'll definitely be before the end this year. But that's all we'd really know, as of currently. Which doesn't really help much. I got alignment, there we go, and now he's dead. There we go. Wait, could it be next week? The rotation would have had to have already completed if so. That means it could be anywhere from next week to within like the next 2 months. If that's the case. I didn't realize the cycle already went up, my bad. But there we go. Get our last little loot. Anything good from the orb? Nope, useless orange, of course. Ah, there we go. Grab our tribute. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Hello, Cat. How am I doing? Pretty good. Pretty good and pretty busy. Oh, that was just a redeem code from earlier. I'll grab that. So it'll feel nice to finally relax once this weekend gets here. But anyways, anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, next stream tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. Keep in mind, tomorrow night and the following night are our last 2 nightly streams, and Friday morning is our last morning stream for about 2 weeks. So, yeah, be aware of that. And we'll have some videos up during that time. How many videos did you make for 4.6 already? I have not recorded a single one for 4.6 yet. I do need to go and do that soon, though. I've been meaning to. There's just so many things I wanted to get done before the 2-week break thing. And the videos is just not one of them that I got around to. However, dedicating a whole day to it should be able to knock out all of them. So that's not going to be too big a deal. Thursday's likely going to be the day that I do that for. I probably start it partially tomorrow as well. But Thursday's probably the main day I'm going to be getting most of them recorded. And to go from there. Anyways, guys, any other questions? Anything I missed? Let's see. It's a lot easier recording them all at once compared to like spreading it out. Especially with how the beta version's set up. Let's see. Also, I'm not sure how many I should record. Because we still have no clue definitively when 4.6 is coming. Like, if we knew it was coming around like the 25th, like I wouldn't need to record that much. But if it's coming like next week, then I would need to record a lot. There's the excuse me. But there's no way to know. That's one of the other reasons I didn't record any of it yet too. I was kind of hoping that the patch would come out this week, but it didn't. So, because I was hoping I could record on the live version, so I could actually make progress on the account. Because the only annoying part about recording it on my on the beta version is none of the progress is saved on the beta version. Any progress I make is just wasted time, other than for making the video, because I'm not actually getting any grind done. So I have to do hours of grind just to get content, basically. Which is a bit annoying, just because we don't actually get any progress that gets saved. But we need to cover the videos, so I will be doing that. But anyways, let's see. Phoenicia, Shade of Zorn, Stonehammer, Tuna, Wordbreaker. Which of those is the best? Wordbreaker. Let's see. Any other questions? You got your delves to do... Wait, you got your delves to do due to someone taking their account back. Remember what they said, what is needed for delve pets. Loads your hero over 4 years ago. I'm not sure what you're saying with that. But you need 2,000 renown to get a delve pet. 2,500 to get it maxed, which does require 500 pure faction. When is the Goblin Week? You mean Vault Weekend or Goblin Week, as in the Zhejian? I don't believe we have a Zhejian event coming anytime soon. We had one not too long ago, didn't we? Next Zhejian event is October 28th. Never mind, there is one pretty soon. My bad. But yeah, that's in 20 days from now. Yeah, 3 Mondays from now. Yeah, it's around the corner. The next Asian event. Which is what I assume what you mean by Goblin Week. But anyways, guys. Let's see. Salty said I already did a lot of videos. Well, I told her I'd be recording them. I didn't say I already recorded them to her. I guess she kind of just assumed I did already. But I was mainly waiting to see if they would actually do the patch this week. Because again, I kind of wanted to do it on the live version if I was going to do it. But it seems like that's not going to be the case. When will Rope Dart be back? I have no clue. It's whenever Pride Lands is, and Pride Lands currently isn't within visible sight. Yes, it is. Never mind, I lied. December 9th. You'll be able to get Rope Dart on December 9th. So second week of December. December 9th is when you'll be able to get Rope Dart. That week of December 9th. So from the 9th to the 16th, you'll be able to get Rope Dart. Because it's tied to Pride Lands, and that's next Pride Land event. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. I'll catch all of you again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll mainly be doing Tower of Doom, because we didn't actually do any this stream, because we were going over 4.6 and doing delves. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be back with a lot of Tower of Doom. And maybe even completing Tower of Doom tomorrow, or at least getting a good chunk of it done. Maybe not fully completed it, but we'll definitely get it fully completed by Thursday, as that will be our last nightly stream of the week. But anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will catch all of you later. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Helps out a lot. Thank you, everyone.